اوكي بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا ونبينا محمد وعلى آله الطيبين الطاهرين واللعنة الدائمة الأبدية على أعدائهم أجمعين إلى قيام يوم الدين. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي. السلام عليكم my beloved ones ورحمة الله وبركاته. Inshallah, today we are going to continue our manasik al-Hajj. We have a few rulings remaining for the rules of miqat, and inshallah we'll be done with this bi'idhnillahi ta'ala and move to the next topic of Hajj, and that is how to enter the state of Ihram. So we are still stuck in the miqat and inshallah hoping to enter the state of Ihram as soon as possible. So we discussed about the one who is in period. Now we are going to take ruling number 173. Ruling number 173, Sayyidi Sistani Dz speaks about the one who is coming for Hajj from far away, not from Adna al-Hil. Adna al-Hil, that means between like 80 kilometers from Haram, any place in the circumference of 80 kilometers or surrounding Makkah in 80 kilometers, those people, they have different rule. But people coming from far away, excuse me, those whose responsibilities Hajj Tamattu we mentioned before, then they have to perform the ihram. They have to enter the state of ihram from one of these five designated miqat designated by the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. If their route passes by one of these five miqat. So he said, ruling number 173, قد تقدم أن النائي يجب عليه الإحرام لعمرته من أحد المواقيت الخمسة الأولى. It is obligatory upon someone who is coming from far away to enter the state of Ihram for his Umrah, i.e. Umrah to Tamattu or Umrah Mufrada. It doesn't matter. But in the case of Hajj, we are discussing Umrah to Tamattu. So regardless of whatever Umrah, you're coming from far away, be it Mufrada, Tamattu, in brackets, you have to go through one of these five miqats, which من أحد المواقيت الخمسة الأولى, the first five miqats mentioned. فإن كان طريقه منها فلا إشكال. So if he's passing, his route is passing through one of these five miqat, then there's no problem. There is no doubt that he has to enter the state of ihram from the miqat. وإن كان طريقه لا يمر بها كما هو الحال في زماننا هذا. And if his route does not pass by one of these five miqats, as it is observed in our time, or as it is in our time, zamanina hada, like people, they come by plane, they don't pass by miqat. So if they come by plane, they don't pass by miqat. Even some of the airlines, they pass through the miqat, but there is no enough time. It's on the top, passing over the miqat, not enough time to enter the state of ihram. حيث أن أغلب الحجاج, where most of the hajis, pilgrims, يردون مطار جدة ابتداء, they arrive at Jeddah airport initially. So their first entrance in that area around Makkah is Jeddah airport. وقسم منهم يريدون تقديم أعمال العمرة والحج على الذهاب إلى المدينة المنورة. And some of the Hujjat, some of the pilgrims or Hajis, they want to go to تقديم أعمال العمرة والحج. They want to perform Umrah and Hajj before they go to Medina al-Munawwara. Now, this is in case nowadays international flights arrive to Medina al-Munawwara. So Medina al-Munawwara now is an international airport. Like this year, we were able to arrive in Medina airport, and sometimes you can depart from Medina airport. So you don't have to go back to Jeddah, come to Jeddah. So many people, they want to perform the a'mal of Hajj and Umrah, then go to Medina al-Munawwara. So let's say, so why does Sayyid mention this? Because those people who are going to go to Medina al-Munawwara, like they arrive Jeddah airport, Makkah is here, Medina is all the way north. So if they go Medina before, then obviously they are going to come by Masjid al-Shajara. They are going to pass the miqat. But if they are not going to go to Medina al-Munawwara, they're going to go straight Makkah, like they want to do the amal of Hajj and Umrah before going to Medina. That means they are not going to pass a miqat. So that's why he says that وَقِسْم مِّنْهُمْ, a part of the pilgrims or Hujjaj, Hajis, they would like to perform the a'mal of Umrah and Hajj before going to Medina al-Munawwara. ومن المعلوم أن جدة ليست من المواقيت. Jeddah is not from the ليست من المواقيت. Jeddah is not from those 5 miqats. ومحاذاتها أن جدة ليست ومحاذاتها لأحد المواقيت غير ثابتة. And its parallelness to one of the miqat is not proven. Okay. So remember, we said you enter the state of ihram from miqat or a parallel point to the miqat. Okay. We said Masjid al-Shajara, if we draw a line, there's a parallel point where it is 90 degrees to haram. That point, you can enter the state of ihram without vow, without nadar. Because the rule of a parallel point in the opinion of Sayyid Sistani Dz is exactly as equal as the miqat. So miqat, parallel point, same ruling. So he says Jeddah is not from the miqat. Okay. ومن المعلوم, and it is known أن جدة ليست من المواقيت. Jeddah is not from the one of the 5 miqats which is designated by the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. ومحاذاتها لأحد المواقيت غير ثابتة, and its parallelness to one of the miqats is not proven. That means by looking at the maps and looking at those kind of scientific data, that Jeddah is not parallel to one of the miqat. بل المطمئن به عدمها. More than that, the satisfaction is considering it not from the parallel point. So Jeddah is not parallel to Juhfa. Jeddah is not parallel to Masjid al-Shajara. It is, he said, I'm satisfied because they showed him the maps and data. So this is his personal. When he says Balil Mutma'an, that means I'm satisfied. My satisfaction is that it is not from the parallel points as well. So now, Sayyidina, Jeddah is not miqat, neither you're satisfied, it is not from the parallel point, parallel miqat, parallel to one of the miqat, and then people are coming direct to Jeddah airport to perform the Umrah. So what can they do, Sayyidina? He says, فَلَهُمْ أَنْ يَخْتَارُوا أَحَدَ الطُّرُقِ الثَّلَاثَ. So they can choose one of the three methods or three things to do. I mean, they have 3 options. So they can choose one of the 3 options. Option number 1, أن يحرم بالنذر من بلده أو من الطريق قبل المرور جوا على بعض المواقيت. To enter the state of ihram via nadhar. Remember we said before the miqat or parallel point of the miqat, you can enter the state of ihram with nadhar. أن يحرم بالنذر من بلده أو من الطريق قبل المرور جوا. So either you enter the state of ihram from your city or from Dubai airport or from Doha airport or whichever airport, Istanbul airport, whichever airport you're transiting, Riyadh airport. If you take Saudi airline, they have stopped over in Riyadh. transit at Riyadh. You have to change their flight many times in Riyadh. So Saudi Airline has that option. So, and Riyadh is before the miqat, it's before Ta'if, it's before, it's in the route. So if you are coming from east, that means you may be flying off one of these airlines. Not that they are giving me commission to advertise for them, but this is the route most of the Hujjaj and or Mu'tamirin they use. The Emirate Airways or Qatar Airways or Saudi Airline or Fly Dubai or Oman Airways, whatever airlines. So you can enter the state of Arab via another from that airport, or if you are in transit that city, so you can, or you're coming from that city, enter the state of Ihram from there via another. But there is a condition. Highlight on this condition. This is unlike most of the Maraja, they don't have this condition. So highlight on it. Maybe you might be going with some other Marajas followers to the Hajj or Umrah, and they might not be able to give you this point. It's very important point. Okay, highlight it. Okay, so what's the condition? No, wait. So you have either from the city or the final airport, I mean the airport which you are going to come to Jeddah, from that airport, you enter the state of Ihram from that airport with Nadhr, or from that hotel of that city, or if your house was in one of those cities, that means in your hometown. Okay, so he says that أن يحرم أن يحرم بالنذر من بلده أو من الطريق قبل المرور جوا على بعض المواقيت. Before the plane passes to one of these miqat, you are already in the state of ihram. Okay, that is number one. He says, وَهَذَا لَا إِشْكَالَ فِيهِ. There is no problem. You can enter the state of ihram either from your hometown, which you are departing from, or from the one of the airports, like we mentioned, before passing through the miqat. The reason I'm saying not in the airplane, because some of the airplanes are small, it's very congested, the bathroom, you don't know how pure it is, your najis, or ihram might become najis, because not everybody is haji in that airplane or in the bathroom. Sometimes people, they, na'udhu billah, urinate on the toilet seat, and some, it's like najasat is, yeah, if you're doubt, then it's pure. But still, precautionary measures are good to be taken. So just from the airport, just enter the state of ihram rather than putting yourself wearing the ihram and then making the nadhr in the airplane and then entering the state of ihram in the airplane, and it becomes complicated. I remember when I used to go with the caravans from Doha, the time of Sayyid al-Khuwi Quddasa Sirruh. So 1 hour before passing the miqat or before the arrival, we'll tell the caravan leader, I'll be standing beside the bathroom, bring them in that lobby area one by one. So I'll listen to their nadhr, listen to their ihram, labbaik Allahumma, go back to your seat. Next one, go back to your seat. Next one. So that's why all of them, they will be ready in their ihram. I'll just have to teach them the nadhr and the ihram and labbaik Allahumma labbaik. So they have to do that before arriving Jeddah so that they can go direct to Makkah. So, so this was this one. But remember, there's a condition for Sayyid Sistani Dz. Okay, what is the condition? Say it 3 times, 4 times, you have repeated. There's a condition. It's unlike other Maraja. Most of the Maraja, they don't have this condition. Okay, what is that condition? The condition is that after entering the state of Ihram with Nadhr, from the airport you are departing, the final airport you are departing to Jeddah, or from inside the airplane before passing through the miqat, that you should not do one of the invalidators of ihram. Okay? Okay. We will not do invalidators of ihram. No, wait. You are in an aeroplane. An aeroplane has a roof. And while in the state of ihram, you cannot travel in something which is roofed. You have to be under bare sky. So what should we do? Should we like open the door of the airplane or something like that? Like that one of the airlines where the door fell down. Anyhow, so no, it's not like that. It for Sayyidi Sistani Damadullah, the shading happens from two things, as we are going to see in the invalidators of ihram: the sun and the rain. Sayyid al-Khuy had what? Anything, air and its component, sun and air and its component. That means what? You cannot shade from the sun. Sayyid Sistani, same thing. Sayyid al-Khuy, you cannot shade from the air and whatever is in the air, like rain, dust, wind, all these kind of things, weather. Sayyid Sistani says no. Normally to him, the shading happens either from the sun or from the rain in the intellectual society. So from the sun and from the rain. So in this situation, what will happen? In this situation, Sayyid Sistani Damadullah says, as long as it is not raining, okay, as long as it is not raining, you are okay. Okay, as long as it is not raining. And if you travel at night. So that is the concept of traveling at night, as long as it is not raining. So this is something which is very important for us to know, that the raining is something like, what if it rains? Should I take a parachute and jump out of the plane? No, we are not talking about that extreme as well. We're just mentioning that raining and sun, you should not shade for men while in the state of ihram. You should not travel on the means which has a roof or shaded means of transportation. Okay, so if I travel at night, fine, then your nadhr, your vow will be okay. But if your flight is in daytime and you know that your departure is going to be in daytime, and you had made a vow to enter the state of ihram in the airplane, in your city, on the airport, and you know that you're traveling in daytime, you know that you are going to go and commit one of the invalidators of ihram, then your nadhr will be invalid, your ihram will be invalid. And that's a very crucial point for Sayyid Sistani followers, Namadullah. Other maraja, many of them, they don't have this point. Sayyid al-Khuy did not have this point. You can do nadhr and you travel. If you do one of the invalidators, you pay penalty. But here, Sayyid Sistani says, if you do nadhr to enter the state of ihram, and then you do one of the invalidators knowingly, that you know that your plane is in daytime, then obviously your ihram becomes problematic in such case of vow. So ihram of vow, if you are planning to enter the state of ihram via vow, make sure that you are not committing one of the invalidators. If something encountered later on, that's something else. You know that there's no rain because you will travel mostly above the clouds. So, but while departure and while arrival, if it rains and you did not have knowledge, that's something else. But if you know it is a rainy weather and your plane will be departing and it's continuously pouring, then you should not enter the state of ihram via vow, i.e. another. Okay? Is that clear? Perfect. So Sayyid Sistani Damadullah says, ihram via another has a condition that as long as you know that you are not going to encounter any of the things such as shading from sun. He mentioned shading from sun or from rain. So let's read this. If that, okay, now first wait, before you move on. So what's the solution? Are you going to drag us all the way to the miqat in Juhfa and this and that? And we have elderly people and we have women and this and that, and some of them, they cannot handle long tours in the state of ihram. Well, I mean, this generation is the condensed milk generation, or Nido, or whatever they call. I'm not making advertisement for those companies, powder milk generation, to say. So they cannot handle this. They cannot, like, we have become like Bani Israel, not all, many of us. We have become like Bani Israel. We want everything first class Hajj, first class food, top class. It's not bad. I mean, it's mustahab to spend wholeheartedly with generosity in Hajj. La israfa fil Hajj wa tib, in perfume, and use perfume. Islam loves you to do perfume rather than being stinky and repel people away from you. So put perfume, embrace people, let people come closer to you. And so there's no waste. It's not considered extravagant. And also in Hajj, it's not extravagant if you want to do Hajj in a nice, proper thing suitable for you. But when circumstances rise, we should not become like Bani Israel. Okay, we want this, we want food, we want drink, we want water, we want that. Moses. So nowadays we have like this kind of situation that they don't want to go to the Juhfa. They want to make it shortcut. No, let's go direct to Makkah. Baba, if you go to Juhfa, it's miqat. I mean, if you are not exhausted, you're not, they don't have circumstances, and it's not going to be a cause of difficulty and hardship, like hot weather and severe, even hot weather once upon a time they would tolerate. But nowadays, we have like too much nagging situation, but not by every, but by some of them. Hujjaj. Oh, it's hot. You're going to take us to Jafar. Is there any way shortcut? This and that. Is this Islam? It's making everything too tough and this and that. Baba, don't blame Islam. Blame your weakness. What about the generations since Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salam? 5,000 years, people doing Hajj in camel, Hajj in summer, Hajj in winter, Hajj in rain, every kind of weather they have done Hajj. And for you guys now, it is just like aeroplane and car and buses, and still you have lots of complaint. So yes, but anyhow, if there is a cause of difficulty and hardship, hot weather, cold weather, ihram to cloth, not being able to tolerate, might become have cold, common cold, or may become sick. It happens. So then you don't have to go to Juhfa. So what? We cannot enter the state of ihram via vow from airports. We cannot enter the state of ihram Juhfa going is difficult for us, especially if you're alone and you're not with a caravan. You might get lost, you might get ripped off, you might get like, you don't know, things might happen. But so it's better just to go direct to Makkah. So what should we do? Easy. Though Sayyid Sistani Damadallo has made it difficult for people to enter the state of Ihram from Dubai airport or Istanbul airport or whatever airports, or from your hometown, but he had give you a more easier solution. What is that? That is, which is number 2. We said we have 3 routes, 3 methods, okay? 3 ways to enter the state of Ihram for those who are coming to Jeddah. And that is to enter the state of Ihram from Jeddah airport. We another only 70 kilometers from Makkah. What else you want? Yes, you cannot from there because it might rain, especially if you know it will rain, then there's a problem. And let's say your flight was nighttime, but sometimes the flights, they get delayed, and the delay happened after sunrise. Okay, that means you are in the state of Ihram, and you are going to, with Nadhr, and you are going to go against the Ihram, violate the Nadhr, and hence come out of the Ihram. So now you have easy way. Khalas. All that hassle of in the plane, in the airports, here and there, finished. Jeddah airport. If not Jeddah airport, Jeddah hotel, one night stay in Jeddah, and next day refresh yourself, enter the state of Ihram from Jeddah airport. That's it. That he made it much easier for you. Okay. So yes. So I hope this point is understood, because it's very important point. So he says that they're one of the 3 methods they can choose from, 3 options. Option number 1, and يحرم بالنذر من بلده أو من الطريق قبل المرور جوا على بعض المواقيت, to enter the state of Ihram via vow from his hometown, or from the route, that means the airports, or in the plane. From the routes, he is going to pass or pass over some of the miqats through air, like through by air. وهذا لا إشكال فيه. There is no problem in that. However, yes, that's however which we spoke. فيما إذا لم يستلزم الاستظلال من الشمس, as long as it is not going to make him encounter the shading from the sun. Okay, to protect from the sun. So it's going to be a shaded. The airplane is shading you from the sun. كما إذا كان الطيران في الليل, such as the flight was at night. The flight was at night. There's no sun. أو الاتقاء من المطر, or prevention from the rain. And as we said, the plane flies above the clouds. The only problem is while takeoff and while ascending. So just sleep. If you don't have any knowledge about it, khalas, you don't have to keep the window open and check for the rain. Is it raining or it's not raining? Raining or not raining? Don't complicate yourself. Just close the window and just sleep. And if you don't know that it rained or it did not rain while taking off and landing, you are okay. You don't have to be too much irfan or hyperbolic irfan. No, I have to check whether it's going to rain or not. Just Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala relieved you from checking such responsibility. So this is one, that ihram, the another from her hometown or from wherever you're coming, which is passing through before passing through the miqat by air. Okay, let's check the second one. Okay, the second route, Sayyidi Sistani says, easy. Route number one, you might encounter rain and flight delay in the daytime, whatever. Khalas. Go normally, go in your normal clothing, travel, arrive Jeddah airport. Okay? From there, in Jeddah airport, you can enter the state of ihram via nadhr, vow. Okay? First make nadhr and then. So he says, أن يمضي من جدة إلى بعض المواقيت. He goes from Jeddah. Oh no, this is not the another one. The another one is third option. So this is option number 2. So you arrive in normal clothing, then go to the miqat, one of the miqats, or a parallel point of one of the miqats. Okay. So here in this case, أن يمضي من جدة إلى بعض المواقيت. He goes from Jeddah to one of the miqats, أو إلى ما يحاذيه, or to a parallel point of one of the miqats, فيحرم منه, and he enters the state of ihram from there. And this is what the Bani Israel phenomena. Oh, you are going to drag us to the miqat all the way north, 200 kilometers, and bring us back to Makkah 200 kilometers. Oh, we will not be able to. We have come from United States and Australia, and we have already been exhausted in the flight all the way. Okay, khalas, take a night in Jeddah airport. Relax there, chill. And then go to Juhfa next day. Okay? And make sure that when you leave Juhfa, it is after sunset. So leave Juhfa after Dhuhr. Go there, you'll arrive Juhfa, it takes like 2 hours, maybe in Hajj season, 3-4 hours. Leave after Salat al-Dhuhr, arrive there, do your ghusl and everything, pray Maghrib, Salat al-Maghrib, and then enter the state of ihram normally without any nadhr from Juhfa, and come back 2 hours. 2 hours going, 2 hours coming, normal days. Maybe in Hajj days it takes more, but it's as we showed you in the map, going north and coming back to south. So, أو يذهب إلى مكان, or if you are not able to go to Juhfa, he says, أو يذهب إلى مكان يقع خلف أحد المواقيت, or he goes to a place behind one of the miqats or parallel point to the miqat, behind miqat. So go back. You could not find Juhfa, go a little bit above and enter the state of ihram from there via nadhr. I go there all the way to enter the state of ihram via nadhr. Why don't I enter the state of ihram via nadhr from Jeddah? Alas, do it. No one said no. But this is in case if you are going to go to Juhfa. Juhfa is a little bit out of the way, out of the Medina, Makkah route. So sometimes, once upon a time, people, they used to lost their track and lost their way. Okay. But nowadays it's more clearer. But we are talking about somebody who might not, maybe the road sign has fallen down and you keep driving and you find out, oh, I could not find. Then go to a city which is known to be before Juhfa. While you're coming from Jeddah airport, you went north and you couldn't find Juhfa. Continue till Rabigh. Rabigh is above Juhfa. So Rabigh is a city which is above Juhfa, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, there's airport there as well. Anyhow, so you go to Rabigh, enter the state of Ihram via Nether, because it's before the miqat. Okay, via Nether. So that's what he said. So أو يذهب إلى مكان يقع خلف أحد المواقف, to go to a place where it is behind, like before one of the miqats. Like before means while coming back to Jeddah or coming back to Makkah. Not going, no, coming back. While you're coming back, this place is before your before your miqat, but you couldn't find the miqat. فيحرم منه بالنذر. So he says, or he goes to one of the locations or places which is behind, like before one of the miqats. فيحرم منه بالنذر, and he enters the state of ihram from there via vow. كرابغ, such as Rabigh, الذي يقع خلف الجحفة, which is located before Juhfa. وهو بلد مشهور, and it is a very popular, famous city. يربطه بجدة طريق عام. There is a highway, okay, highway connecting Jeddah with Rabigh, so you'll not get lost. فيسهل الوصول إليه, so it becomes easier to reach to Rabigh. بخلاف الجحفة, unlike Juhfa, التي ربما يصعب الذهاب إليها. Perhaps it might be difficult to reach to Juhfa because it is out of the highway, out of the route, and you have to go inside until you find out the way. So this was the second route or second alternative. Okay. So second option. So first option, enter the state of Ihram in your hometown or in the airplane before passing of the miqat, as long as there is no rain, as long as there is no shading from the sun. Otherwise, it becomes messed up. The second one, go to Juhfa. And here you see sometimes Bani Israel phenomena. And then the third one is for those Bani Israel phenomena, or those who are in difficult and hardship. Not everybody is like Bani Israel phenomena. So those people, third option is, no problem, enter the state of Ihram from Jeddah airport. So he says, الثالث, the third, أن يحرم من جدة بالنذر, to enter the state of Ihram from Jeddah via nether, via vow. ويجوز هذا, and this is permissible. Why Sayyidina? Jeddah is not a miqat. If you know in general that there is a parallel point between Makkah and Jeddah, you can. He says, to me, the expert showed to Sayyid Sistani, yes, there is a parallel point, okay, between Jeddah and Makkah. I'm going to show you that as well. Between Jeddah and Makkah, that parallel point, if you have knowledge, even in general, there is a parallel point, which he says, I am satisfied that there is a parallel point. So then you can enter the state of Ihram from Jeddah, because Jeddah, entering the state of Ihram in Jeddah is two conditions. One, via nether, another because in general, there is a parallel point to one of the miqats between Jeddah and Makkah. So he says, أن يحرم من جدة بالنذر, to enter the state of Ihram from Jeddah via nether, via vow. ويجوز هذا, and this is permissible if لو علم ولو إجمالا, if as a person knows, even in lump sum, in general, بأن بين جدة والحرام, that between Jeddah and the sacred land, okay, haram, is a location which is parallel to one of the miqats. We found out there are 2 points. One is to Juhfa and one is to Masjid al-Shajara. One min of Masjid al-Shajara is more stronger than the one in Juhfa. Juhfa is like a bit shaky, the parallel point to Juhfa. I'll show you. But the parallel point to Masjid al-Shajara is clear, crystal clear. So that means there is a parallel point between Jeddah and Makkah. So that means you can enter the state of Ihram from Jeddah via Nadr. However, travel at night so that you don't have to pay the penalty and the issues which might arise of the rain and all those kind of things. وأما إذا احتمل وجود موضع المحاذاة. But if a person, okay, so موضعا يحاذي أحد المواقيت, he knows that there is a parallel point between Jeddah and the Haram, which is parallel to one of the miqats. كما لا يبعد بلحاظ المحاذاة مع الجحفة. He says for him it is not far away that looking at the parallelness with Juhfa. So there is a point between Makkah and Jeddah which is parallel to Juhfa. وَأَمَّا إِذَا احْتَمَلَ وُجُودُ مَوْضِعِ الْمُحَاذَاةِ وَلَمْ يُحْرِزْهُ. However, if there's only probability, but there was no knowledge about the parallel point, فَلَا يُمْكِنُهُ الْإِحْرَامُ مِنْ جِدَّ بِالنَّذَرِ. Then he should not, it is not permissible for him, he should not be entering the state of Ihram from Jeddah via Nadr. That means you have to go to Juhfa, or he has to do his Nadr from hometown. Okay? So this is something which we know that there are conditions for entering the state of Ihram from Jeddah. Condition number 1, is there a parallel point to one of the miqats between Jeddah and Makkah? He says to him, yes, there is. Okay. So, and you have to travel at night, so not to violate the shading from the sun and those kind of things. And it's about 70 kilometers, so it's not that far from Jeddah. Is not far from Makkah, and this it's close to Makkah. Naam. So if you arrive to Jeddah, نعم إذا وردها عازما على الذهاب إلى أحد المواقيت. If he arrives Jeddah and he had made his intention to go to one of the miqats, أو ما بحكمها, or whatever is in its, like the muhada, the parallel point, okay, or whatever has the ruling of the miqat, أو ما بحكمها. That means if you are decided you are going to go to the miqat or one of the parallel points of the miqat. In this case, you are determined to go to the miqat. However, ثُمَّ لَمْ يَتَيَسَّرْ لَهُ ذَلِكَ. Then it was not feasible for him to go to one of the miqats or a parallel point to the miqat. جَازَ لَهُ الْإِحْرَامِ مِنْهَا بِالنَّذْرِ أيضا. Then it would be permissible for him to enter the state of Ihram from Jeddah via Nadr. So he had made his intention, no, I am going to go to Juhfa. But somehow circumstances happened, it became unfeasible for him, became problematic, difficulty, hardship, whatever reasons were there, he was not able to go to Juhfa. So khalas, enter the Ihram from bin Nadr. ولا يلزم في هذه الصورة أن يجدد إحرامه خارج الحرم قبل الدخول فيه على الأظهر. So in this case, he was planning to go to the miqat. Okay, he was planning to go to the miqat, but it was not feasible. It was not applicable. Then in this case, he must enter the ihram via Nadr from there, from Jeddah via Nadr. But then some of the maraja, like Sayyid al-Khuwi and others, they said in this case, when he was planning to go to the miqat and he ended up into entering the state of ihram with Nadr, he says before you come to the border of Makkah, Haram, okay, the vicinity of Haram, end point, you renew your intention of ihram. I'm entering the state of ihram for Umrah al-Tamattu or Umrah Mufrada, Qurbat Lillahi Ta'ala, Labbaik Allahumma Labbaik. Okay? So this is other maraja. Sayyidi Sistani, that's why he said, in this case, which case? In the case where he was planning to go to the miqat or one of the parallel points of the miqat, but was not able to go due to some circumstances, or it became difficult for him. He was able to, but it became a cause of difficulty and hardship. No problem. Then you can enter the state of ihram with nadhr via vow from Jeddah airport or Jeddah. Then you don't have to renew your intention, most apparently al avhar he says, most apparent to me, you don't have to renew. Khalas, you're in the ihram and with a valid reason from Jeddah airport, which is before the parallel point, because for Sayyidi Sistani Damadullah, then there is a parallel point between Jeddah and Makkah, one of those parallel points where you can enter the state of ihram from there. So he says you don't have to enter the state of ihram. You don't have to renew the intention of entering the state of ihram before you arrive to Jeddah. Before you arrive to Haram, like before on the border of Makkah, like Tan'im, Ju'rana, Hudaybiyah, the border of Makkah, like Haram, the sacred vicinity. Before entering, you don't have to renew. That was unlike other maraja such as Sayyid Al-Khuy. But for Sayyidi Sistani, you don't have to enter renew the intention of entering the state of ihram. Al-Adhhar, most apparently. Okay, so this was ruling number 173. So we now go to ruling number 174. But let me see ruling number 174. Yeah. So ruling number 174 is simple. He says we had mentioned before that the one who is planning for Umrat al-Tamattu', okay, and Hajj al-Tamattu'. So we discussed about Umrat al-Tamattu'. Hajj al-Tamattu', the ihram should be from inside Makkah. Remember? Not from the miqat. Ihram of Umrat al-Tamattu' is from miqat. But you are now in Makkah, you did the tawaf and you did the taqsir and you exited the state of ihram, you're staying in Makkah. Now the 9th Dhul Hajj comes or 8th Dhul Hajj comes. Now you want to go and perform your Hajj al-Tamattu'. So you have to enter the ihram of Hajj al-Tamattu'. So where do you enter the state of ihram? From inside Makkah. So this is the ruling. He says that تقدم أن المتمتع. Previously it has been mentioned that the one who is going to perform Hajj al-Tamattu', Hajj of Tamattu', يجب عليه أن يحرم لحجه من Makkah. It is obligatory upon him to enter the state of ihram from Makkah. أو ما بحكمها, or أن يحرم لحج من مكة. Sorry, I jumped accidentally to the previous ruling. So to enter the state of ihram from Makkah. Okay, that's agreed upon all the maraja. فلو أحرم من غيرها عالما عامدا. Therefore, if someone entered the state of ihram for Hajj Tamattu', not Umrah, Hajj Tamattu', from out of Makkah, okay, knowingly, deliberately, kiss your ihram goodbye, hence kiss your hajj goodbye. So he says, lam yasah ihram, because this is intentional, deliberate. Lam yasah ihramuhu wa in dakhala Makkah muhriman. Even though he will enter Makkah in the state of ihram, no. And he will enter the Makkah, he entered the state of ihram out of Makkah. He's entering the Makkah, and from Makkah he will leave for Arafat with his caravan. No, you shouldn't have entered the state of ihram out of Makkah. You're supposed to wait until you enter Makkah and then do the Umrah of your whatever Umrah al-Tamattu' is on your shoulder. After that, you enter the state of ihram for Hajj. Okay? في هذه الصورة, yes. So he says that لم يصح إحرامه وإن دخل مكة محرما. His ihram will be invalid even he enters Makkah محرما. بل after entering the Makkah, more than it, وجب عليه الاستئناف من مكة مع الإمكان وإلا بطل حجه. He has to redo his ihram from inside Makkah. If as much as possible he has to try his best مع الإمكان, if it is possible, is to try the best of his possibility and ability to redo his ihram from inside Makkah. وإلا, if he does not do that, بطل حجه, his hajj will be invalid. In other words, kiss your hajj goodbye. So ruling number 175 talks about somebody forgot about it. Ruling number 174 was deliberate. Ruling number 175 says إذا نسي المتمتع. If someone was planning to perform Hajj al-Tamattu', he forgot to enter the state of Ihram for Hajj from Makkah, from inside Makkah. Okay, he left Makkah and then he wants to go to Arafat. No. He forgot about it. We say go back to Makkah. Go back to Makkah. وَجَبَ عَلَيْهِ الْعَوْدْ مَعَ الْإِمْكَانِ. If it is possible for him to go back to Makkah, then go back to Makkah. What if it's not possible? وَإِلَّا, otherwise, أَحْرَمَ فِي مَكَانِ. خلاص, if you cannot go because you forgot. It was not your fault. You forgot. We all forget. So if you forgot, if you have to go back to Makkah. If you cannot go back to Makkah, then wherever you are located and you remember. وَإِلَّا أَحْرَمَ فِي مَكَانِ. What if I remembered in Arafat? I already arrived Arafat like a Tarzan, not like a Tarzan, like wearing my clothes, but I see people, ihram. Why am I odd? Baba, you didn't do ihram? No, you're supposed to be here with ihram. Really? Yeah, don't you see everybody around you? Even women are wearing ihram. So why are you alone? Like, are you angel descended from the heavens or something? Oh no, I forgot about it. Okay, then go back to Makkah. I can't go back to Makkah. It's difficult for me. Then enter the state of ihram from here, from Arafat. So he says that وَلَوْ كَانَ فِي عَرَفَاتٍ, if he was in Arafat, وَلَوْ كَانَ فِي عَرَفَاتٍ, even if he was in Arafat, وَصَحَّ حَجُّهُ, if he enters the state of ihram from wherever he is, if he cannot go back to Makkah, wherever he is, his hajj is correct. If he is in Arafat, then enter the state of ihram there, and then his hajj will be correct. وَكَذَلِكَ الْجَاهِلْ بِالْحُكُمِ. So this person was, ignorant are two types: ignorant about the ruling, ignorant about the application upon the object. So he knows I have to be in the state of ihram, but he doesn't know the details. The knowledge of ruling he has, but he doesn't know where to be into the state of ihram. No problem. Go back. If you can't, wherever you are, even if you are in Arafat. Jahil bil hukum. He doesn't know the ruling that he has to enter the state of ihram. He knows I have to go to Arafat, but do I have to enter the state of ihram? He doesn't know the ruling. The same, he says, وَكَذَلِكَ الْجَاهِلْ بِالْحُكُمِ. The same rule applies for someone who is ignorant about the ruling. And final ruling for today, ruling number 176, لَوْ نَسِيَ إِحْرَامُ الْحَجِّ. If he forgets the ihram of Hajj. Okay, this guy is a worse situation. He did Hajj like Tarzan, not Tarzan. Tarzan is like almost ihram in some small pieces, but he did ihram in his suit and tie, and he said, I'm going to God, I need to be in a nice clothing and this and that and whatever. So he did not enter the state of ihram. So somehow he forgot to enter the state of ihram. So when did he remember? In the previous ruling, he remembered when he was out of Makkah. He said, go back to Makkah. He couldn't, enter the state of ihram from there. Or he was in Arafat, no problem. You can't go back to Makkah, enter the state of ihram from wherever you are. You try your best to go back, not then enter the state of ihram. This guy, when does he remember? When he completed all his manasik of Hajj, he remembered. Why are people in ihram? Why I am alone wearing shirt and pant and or dishdash or thobe or what's happening? Why are the people? There's something wrong. So after he completed his shaving the head, the time to get off the take the libas of ihram out. So he said, "Brother, can you tell me why people they were wearing white clothing? Hello, they were supposed to be in ihram. Ihram? What ihram? Why? Oh yeah. Oh my goodness, I forgot. Or oh, I didn't know about it. In both cases, if a person had forgotten or a person was ignorant until he completed all his manasik al-Hajj, here, Sayyid Sistani says his Hajj will be valid because he was unaware that he has to be in the state of Ihram, or he knew but he forgot. So that's why he says in ruling number 176, لو نسي إحرام الحج, if he forgets the Ihram of Hajj, ولم يذكر, and did not remember, حتى أتى بجميع أعماله, until he performs all his a'mal, صح حجه, his Hajj will be correct. وَكَذَلِكَ الْجَاهِلِ, similar rule applies for the ignorant person. So here we have finished the a'mal of rulings of miqat. So inshallah, from tomorrow, if we have some appendix of Q&A of miqat, we are going to bring it tomorrow. If I see questions and answers are repeated in different ways, I'm just going to skip it. I'm not going to bring all the appendix because I see appendix, they have Q&A sessions. Some of them are beneficial, clarifies a lot of ruling. Some of them, they are repetition of what are in the content of the text of the manasik al-hajj. That was all for today. And we said from now on, we are going to have 1 hour session. وآخر دعوانا الحمد لله رب العالمين وصلى الله على محمد وعلى آله الطيبين الطاهرين والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله